The LFA bantamweight title was up for grabs in our main event. Their 6th World Championship belt on the line in less than 2 months. Ron Kruk, along with UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich, and LFA and number 90 Pat delivered the goods. We saw some rising stars really perform, and the international stars had a big night. 5 out of the 6 winners came from different countries.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you the LFA is searching for talent all over the world, and they're showing up.
Well, it was ladies first to kick off LFA number 90 here in Sioux Falls, and Tabitha Ricci making her LFA debut against Kelsey Arneson, who was making her pro debut.
Arneson early in the fight started landing that right hand and did a good job initially stuffing takedowns, but Ricci would come with those blitzes and punch her way in to takedown distance, get the takedowns, and once on the ground, I mean, moved effortlessly around on Arneson. Just all that experience as a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and a black belt in judo, and look at her buzzsaw coming forward with those strikes. Very talented young lady. And Arneson, hey, gave a great account of herself for a pro debut tonight.
You bet. Ricci dropped that first round, but boy, did she ever turn it up in the second and third. Improves to 3-0, her first win in over 6 years. Don't blink. Bantamweight action between Alan Bagoso and Sean McPadden, and Bagoso dropping the big bombs early.
Bagoso just has sick power. We knew the first body shot he landed, we realized how much power he had. McPadden is a very, very tough athlete and getting rifled out of there.
Alan Bagoso from Team Alpha Male, a 48-second knockout. Huge debut for Bagoso. Staying in the bantamweight division, Mondo Gutierrez and Mo Miller, 2 undefeated fighters, of course, meaning someone's had got to go. Miller putting Gutierrez down early.
Miller backed up, dug in with his back foot, put all his weight into that punch, and dropped him. But I tell you what, Gutierrez here, going for the Gogo Plata, had Miller in a lot of trouble at that point in the fight. So both guys having bright spots, but it was Miller's wrestling and ground skills. And even after being in 2 very, very critical submissions, Miller goes back to the ground, takes Gutierrez down, gets his back, and eventually secures this choke for the victory.
There was the tap. Mo Miller gets his first submission victory via RNC. He improves to 4-0. Like kicks, this is going to be fun. Ignacio Bahamondes, Chris Brown from Jackson MMA, and he took it to Bahamondes early, Pat, but
Bahamondes, I tell you what, you know, very, very good for as young as he is. Very, very skilled striker, and Brown also. Both of them, the fun thing about watching them is they can strike at any time, any position, off balance, and really gave each other a lot of creative looks. Let's just put it that way. So it's a very fun fight to call. And Brown just didn't really seem to shift out of second gear the entire fight. He kind of just stayed relaxed. Both these guys very composed during this entire fight, back and forth. I had Brown winning slightly, but it was a very close fight.
In the end, the split decision goes to Bahamondes, his 10th career win. Rashad Evans, Godson, Devin Smith, and Maicon Mendonça. This was entertaining as well. Smith started off strong, Pat.
He did. He used his wrestling early on, which I thought he was going to use a lot more of, but he chose to stand up with Mendonça the rest of the fight. And I tell you what, it probably, you know, proved to be his undoing ultimately. You know, just you're there to get the W, and Mendonça, a much longer striker, who was controlling distance in this fight. And this is basically where it all went down, the spinning technique. And Devin got himself in trouble with that one, got punched right behind the ear during the spin. Watch it again. Don't expose yourself like this for very long. He left it hanging out there a little too long.
Smith unsuccessful in his LFA debut, but 4th win in a row after losing 3 for Maicon Mendonça. LFA bantamweight title up for grabs. Ziad Lajashvili and Ricky Steele, both fighters coming in with a combined 18-0 record. Lajashvili did exactly what he told us he would do, Pat. Plant Steele on the ground and then submit him.
Yeah, he stayed persistent on this, and Steele knew that he wanted to keep this fight standing up. Did a great job for quite a while stopping this choke from happening, but once Lajashvili gets this locked in, look at him sliding that hand slowly behind the head of Steele, puts both legs in and arches into it with a lot of power. Tough to survive that one.
Your new LFA bantamweight champion, Ziad Lajashvili, joining former title holders Leandro Ego in Bellator and current UFC fighters Ricky Simone, Miles Johnson, Casey Kenny. Next week, LFA 91. No belt on the line, but this is going to be an all-out war. Fists will be flying when two MMA veterans with a combined 50 professional bouts square off. Chidi Njokuani meets Christian Torres.
Power versus speed, going to be fun.
You bet, plus 3 former title challengers on this card. Don't miss it, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. Follow the LFA on social media at LFA Fighting.